Good
I
morning,
feel like we
friends.
never left.
I know, right? She just called me. She's like, good morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was sound asleep. I literally just rolled out of bed. Literally just rolled out of bed. I said to her, what are we going to talk about this morning? I said to T, what are we going to talk about this morning? Do we have a guest coming on or anything? And she's like, no, we're just going to have coffee and talk. And I said, how about we talk about doing our best? And with that, let's welcome in who's here.
All right. Good morning, Rebecca. Them flipping crooters. I want to get that right. Them flipping crooters. Just me, Kath. I missed you last night, Kath. How are you? Look, Janae's up early. Good morning, Janaea.
Janae is usually up early.
Is she? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Donna Wester. Good morning. Good morning. And Mark. I guess your son's up early.
Good morning, Mark. And good morning to Kat, who is Rebecca's mother-in-law, who's with Rebecca.
Okay.
Yep. And good morning, Cody, man. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Hello, hello. I think today's topic, if T agrees, I don't want to pirate your show.
Your show too. It's Donna and T and Donna.
I know, but we didn't even really talk about it. Like I literally just said it like 2 seconds before we went
listen, you know how this show goes. We start in one direction. You never know what direction we land up in. It's all good. And
doing our best. Doing our best.
And
darn it. I gotta get on this right away. So you're gonna have to talk for a few minutes because
you've been outbid?
Yeah.
All right, so she's got to win this storage unit. She wants this storage unit.
I want it.
Worst way. So hopefully everybody's doing good. It's beautiful here on Long Island. I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods. Yankees won last night, so that's a double whammy for me. Donna doesn't want to pay attention to that anyway. She's not happy.
You know what, to be honest with you, I just give you a hard time about it. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to do anything because there's 2 hours before the end of the auction. So I wanted to check the time. Janaea, it wasn't me. I'm not a big
sports fan.
I'm not a big sports fan. I just like to give you a hard time.
You know who was the biggest sports fan ever?
Who?
My mother.
Really?
Just would be surprising. Everybody was like, what does she do? It didn't matter. My mother never watched a sitcom, other than maybe the news. The only thing my mother ever watched was sports. She could tell you stats. She could tell you everything about every team. And my husband and my dad used to give her a hard time because my mother was born and raised in the Bronx. So Yankees obviously are in the Bronx. But she used to always complain about them. So they used to tease her, you're a Red Sox fan, you're a traitor. We know you're really rooting for the Red Sox. But she was a big football fan. She watched everything probably down to golf. Am I echoing again?
I don't think so. I don't hear you echoing.
Okay. Sometimes I hear myself like a reverb, and I never know if it's the volume. I went back on the laptop yesterday that I got disconnected with because you know what happened? I found out when I logged on this morning, the internet disconnected. And we thought we got a virus on the computer yesterday. My husband got a really weird pop-up that the computer's been attacked. Please call this number. Now, I knew that was bogus, but I couldn't get rid of it. So I finally did. So, yeah, see, Abraham says, yes, I'm echoing. I'm going to go out and come back in again like I did last night. Let's see if that fixes it.
Okay. Good morning, Abraham. I saw you came in.
All right, let's see. No, I think it's still there. And let's make sure I have my YouTube closed. Let's make sure muted, but you know what? I'm just going to shut it off. I don't know. I'm just going to shut it off. We'll see.
What did you do last night?
I know if it's better.
Last night they said you were echoing and you did something and it went away.
Yeah, I went out of the room and came back in.
Oh, is it better? Oh no, he's saying, is that an old message? Yes, echoing.
Yeah, that was before I went out. I don't know. Oh boy, Donna Wester says it was 33 degrees at 6:30 this morning. Yes,
It's too looks like you're gonna have to just be quiet, and I'm gonna have to do all the talking today.
Oh, we love that.
I have no problem with that.
I know you do.
I can do all the talking, and you can just sit quietly and just shake your head yes and no.
All right.
No.
Well, I think I'm going to go back to the other computer. Maybe that might work too. I don't know. All right, you guys. No, it's still there. I can tell it's still there because I'm getting some reverb.
Are you?
Yeah, and then you can't hear me. I don't sound echoey on your part.
You sound perfect.
That's so weird. So weird.
I'm sorry.
That's why I'm wondering if it's your microphone that's picking something up. Maybe it's
Your
very sensitive.
Your microphone?
No, yours.
My microphone is making you echo?
It might be picking me up like the external mic. I don't know. I'm just listen, I have no idea.
Oh, Janae is going out on the boat with the family. When she gets off of work, she's not coming to the meetup. Well, have fun, sweetheart. That sounds like more fun than going to the meetup, going out on the boat. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida. Absolutely gorgeous. Blue skies and the sun's bursting. It's probably like 80, 85. We're into like the beautiful weather for the next like 10 months. We're gonna have like gorgeous weather every single day. Sorry to tell you guys in the Northeast that, but this is what we wait for.
No, right now it's 52 here.
It's what?
52.
Oh gosh, yeah. See, this is why we moved to Florida. I can't do that. It will be good. Kayla was mad I didn't go with them last night. Oh, they went on the boat last night too. That's awesome.
All right, if my phone gets really bad, I'll just switch computers.
Okay. You guys let us know if it gets really bad. 44 here today. Oh yeah, yesterday Rebecca had a big sweatshirt on when I was talking to her.
Yeah, well, that's why I pulled my sweatshirt out of the closet because I sweater, whatever.
What about in Montana, Mark? How cold is it? How cold is it in Montana? It's C in Montana.
We're getting the global
31, Dawn. Oh gosh, 31 degrees. That's like freezing. Isn't 31 degrees freezing?
Yeah. Where's Don again? Is he
Don
in
one of I think he's one in the M states.
Minnesota?
I should know, right? I ship so many things to him. Missouri, Minnesota, Michigan, like I think he's in an M state. John, what state are you in? She says I can't wear a sweatshirt. It's too hot.
No, she can't wait to wear a sweatshirt.
She can't wait to wear a sweatshirt. Go away. One of the little kittens that needs to go to a new home. Go away. He lives in a cold state. Donna Wester, you want another kitten? These little cats are ready to go to their forever homes. Go away, you little cat. Michigan. See, I told you it was an M state. He's in Michigan. I don't know the temperature, but it's probably in the lower mid-30s. It's cold.
Well, we're getting a global weather report here this morning.
I know.
Cody, where are you? You're in Ohio. Is it cold there too?
See, the snowbirds are already starting to arrive down here. You see them all coming. The car carriers pull over on the side of the road because they all transport their cars. Well, some of them have cars down here, but some of them, they transport their cars down here. So when you see the car carriers, it's like, the snowbirds have arrived. They park them like outside the, just sold another pair of jeans. Awesome. Yeah, someone said that eBay has started picking up. How about for you, T?
Yes. I mean, it's been a better weekend than last, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So you, Janae, and Abraham are all in Florida.
Yes. Yep. And yes, I see those car carriers every day on Donald Ross Road. Because there's so many communities on Donald Ross Road, they pull over. Last year, I think, or the year before, there was a car carrier that pulled over, and they pull over like it's like a 3-lane street, and they either pull over, I don't know if they have, I can't remember if they have them up in the northern states, but in the left lane, they have a very specific lane that's very short just to take a left-hand turn, to be able to take a left-hand turn. It's just a short extra lane, and then it disappears. Anyways, usually that's where they park the car carriers on Donald Ross to empty them out, but there was a car carrier parked all the way in the right lane in front of one of the communities, and a car must have been texting, not paying attention. It drove right underneath the car. The big transport car carrier.
Yeah.
The nose of the car was like right underneath it. So to me now, I hope the person driving the car wasn't hurt. I don't know. They were already taken away probably by ambulance. When I got there, just the police was there when I was going by it. But I mean, is that the car carrier's fault? He shouldn't have been parked in a regular lane. Or is that the driver's fault for not paying attention that there was a car carrier unloading cars? I mean, that's a crazy situation. Even if they were looking down, texting, changing the radio station, giving their kids a French fry in the back seat, God forbid there was kids in the car. But that car carrier shouldn't have been. That's a legitimate lane, whether your flashers are on or not. I don't know. Like they shouldn't be allowed to like park there. Janaea, don't you think they shouldn't be allowed to park there? They should have to go to like a public place, like a police department or something where people pay taxes, that they're allowed to use the parking lot, not park in the middle of a 3-lane major throughway street to unload these cars. I find it ridiculous that they do it. They do it outside of my community too. The cow carrier people, they think they can just park in the middle of the road and unload cars. I don't know.
Morning, Craig. He said he didn't get the notification this morning.
Oh, that's a bummer.
All right, I sent you the StreamYard if you want to hop in.
It was slow this week on eBay. Hope it picks up. Some people saying it was slow, and then other people say, Janaea said she sold 3 things on eBay this week.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the person if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
Well, her things usually are really, really, she only goes for like, I told you, the really expensive stuff. Like
Right.
Janaea will invest Janaea will invest like $250 on like a pocketbook, and then she'll sell it for like $780. So, or I think she paid $100 her last sale. I can't remember what she said, $150, and she made $750. So, it just all goes to show you have to have money to make money. Like she goes after the big ticket items, and then she flips them for big ticket prices.
I would just be scared. Like, well, see, that's a category I'm still not 100% comfortable in. Like, just not comfortable in it at all. I'd be afraid that, and I think I'm in a state, and you probably are too, but like New York here, especially with everything that comes out of the city, and, people come just to get something that's looks 100% authentic, but isn't, they get taken in the back room of, such and such shop to buy these authentic pocketbooks, so to speak. Good morning, Lisa. Flipping crazy in the house. Good morning.
Yes, she wrote, yes, I bought 2 vintage Louis Vuitton French company garment bags. She got 2 for $150, and she sold 1 last week for $795. 1. So she paid $75 for $749. She's unbelievable. She scouts out thrift stores and pawn shops and local marketplaces. And Janae is really, she's awesome. She finds something, small scale that I can sell on my auctions. She'll pick it up for me. Like you've heard me say before, Janaea has given this to me to sell on at my auctions. She comes across a bundle because she pays attention and she knows what my people at auction like to buy. She'll pick it up for me. She's so generous.
I don't
But
know, is that
yeah.
good for you, Dawn, or that's slow? Everybody's different,
So, are we going to talk about the subject? How many people do you have in the chat? I can't see it.
10.
Well, that's good. So we're talking about today, kind of in around. I have boxes for you. Oh, thank you, Janaea. Thank you. I always need boxes. I've got a great source now for boxes. I'm trying to lose less. I'm trying to use less boxes so that the weight isn't so high on stuff too. So I've kind of Carol. Carol, is that you? Good morning. Carol's up early. Well, she's living on the beach now, so she's, getting up and looking at that beautiful ocean. New scenery. Sadie Brown. Good morning, Sadie Brown. No one is shocked me that no one is more shocked than me that I'm up. Carol, trust me, I was sleeping until literally like 10 minutes ago. T called me and she's like, are you up? I threw on the same shirt that I had on last night. I'm like, do you think anybody will notice that I'm wearing the
Well,
same
now that you just told everybody they did.
No, I'm transparent. I tell everybody everything. It's not like I was jogging around the house or sweating or anything. It's nice and clean. I only wore it for 2 hours during the show or 3 or whatever it was. So, yep, threw on the same clothes as last night, made myself a cup of coffee, and here we are. I was sound asleep. The phone rang and my husband was like, I was like, oh no, I'm still sleeping. My husband goes, what's the matter? Nothing really.
My son was tiptoeing in my room at 6:40 this morning and startled me. I knew there was somebody there, and I thought it was my husband at the bedroom window, and I roll over. I see him there, and I yelled to my son, Brian, were you just in here? Where's the iron? So I had to get up and iron his pants.
This morning?
Yeah.
Where did he go?
To work.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Well, now he's got different hours because now he's on the sales floor. So.
Oh, your son?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said, I don't know what I thought you said. I thought you said your husband. That's
no, he's still in bed.
You got up and ironed your son's pants this morning?
Yeah.
You're such a good mom.
I know.
Oh, you're such a good mother.
I'm not a good ironer. I haven't ironed in years. He was so funny one day when he said, Ma, you got to teach me how to iron. I'm like, as soon as somebody teaches me.
Listen, do you have, you know what? That would be a really good video for me to make. I love to iron. I love to iron. I never iron anymore. But let me ask you something. Do you have a good iron? Because that's what makes all the difference in the world.
I have no idea. The ironing board sucks because the two of them, it was wobbling. We were in the eBay room because there's no room in his room. Or we weren't waking my husband up. I have room in mine.
Just like cooking, T, if you have good tools, then you're going to be, and you know this, then you're going to cook. Your food's going to come out really good. Like if you have good pots and pans, if you have good knives, so just like with ironing, if you have a good iron and a good ironing board, which I have both, I just never iron anymore. But my iron, I bought my iron years and years and years ago. And I hate to tell you, my iron was over $200. It's called a Rowenta. Okay. And it is absolutely, it's a pleasure to iron with it. It is so beautiful. So it's just like, and that's what I'm going to compare it to, cooking, because you understand.
Carol, I don't live in a palace. Carol says you have an eBay room. Actually, have almost, it's like 2 plus. Oh my God, don't even go there. It's like, oh my God, my husband's ready to shoot me. And we're leaving. So now I don't even know how we're moving. I just don't even know how it's going to happen.
Your eBay room is good. Your eBay room's nice and organized. I don't think your eBay room's a disaster.
Yeah, but it's so filled, and now we're into the office where, the closet's filled with hanging coats and clothes that are listed, and I have now bins in there and all my hard goods, dishes and everything. I just don't even know how we're gonna move. I just don't even know how we're gonna move. Janae says she hates to iron too. All she wanted for Christmas 2 years ago was a steamer, and then she bought her son. Yeah, she told me to buy a steamer. I think I do have one because I use it for my eBay stuff sometimes.
A chuck picker. That's close enough to ironing for me. Oh, no kidding. I've done that too. Moving where to?
Well, originally we were going to Delaware, but it looks like we're going to South Carolina now. That's why whoever last night was saying that it was 97 in Myrtle Beach, I was like, shh, shh. I want to go a little further south, and my husband is. I'm trying to convince him it's not as hot in South Carolina.
No, but you know what? Like I said, you the first year it may affect you a little bit, but like down here in Florida, we have 2 really hot months that are, we're in the our degrees are like between 90 and 100, like almost every day. But like I said, everywhere you go, it's freezing cold. You have to bring your sweater with you if you go to Costco or the supermarket or to the movie theater or to the mall or to CVS, wherever you're running to. You're in an air-conditioned car. It's only the walking that you're doing from place to place. And if you are doing an outdoor activity, you're going to be like at the beach where you want to be when it's 90 degrees and it's beautiful, or you're going to be at the pool.
Carol, you going to garage sales today, or are you telling me I need to have a garage sale?
I think she's telling you need to have a garage sale.
I'm going to. I think I'm thinking about it maybe next weekend. It's a Columbus Day weekend, so I don't know. We'll see, because a lot of people then do make a longer weekend out of it and may not be around, but we'll see. If not next week, the following weekend, because once Halloween comes, forget it. It's too cold here to do it.
You've got to contact some of the neighbors on your street and have that's the only way you're going to attract people. Like if you can get 2 or 3 people to jump on board with you and say, hey, you want to do a yard sale and, pick a date, you'll get crowds. And it's hard. If you're just going to do by yourself, it's hard to get. Listen to me, the yard sale expert. I haven't had a yard sale and I can't even remember.
Oh, I haven't either.
I mean, I can't have them in my community, but I think that people are drawn towards streets that have more than one.
No problem, Carol. You can come and buy everything. It's okay. Bring a small little U-Haul truck. I'll load you up.
Yeah. So, anyways.
All right, back onto topic.
I'm gonna go get some more coffee.
All right, she's going to get coffee.
I'm all right.
Yeah, so it's so funny because I was almost not here this weekend. We were literally leaving for South Carolina on Friday. No, Thursday. Thursday morning we were going to go. We found a house, and we knew it was going to go in 5 minutes, and it did. It already was in contract. I couldn't believe it. But we'll see. There's tons of them. And we'll probably go next week. Well, maybe not. I'm listening again, aren't I? Did I hear the echo, or is it just me that's getting the feedback? Carol, you had a dream. You bought some stuff at the auction last night. I have news for you, sweetheart. You bought the Disney Looney Tunes, the Mix Small, the Calvin and Hobbes, and the Bible lot. Yes, Carol, two things.
What were you saying about last night?
Carol said she didn't know if she was dreaming or if she really bought some stuff at the auction. Yeah, I am echoing. I'm gonna get up and change my computer.
Okay. T's echoing again. Carol, do you shop in your sleep? Oh, geez, haha. I dreamt I bought some stuff at auction last night. Carol, you always buy stuff at auction. You're so sweet. So, did she start talking about topic? I think that before we went live, I saw someone that was in the auction last night, and I said, I'm so happy that they came to the auction. I haven't seen them at my auction for a while, and they had bought some stuff for me, and then they kind of disappeared. And I and she said, why would you think they wouldn't come to your auction? And that you did something. And I said, I don't know, because I always, I worry. I worry, like, when people buy stuff from me, I always hope that it's, to uh, their liking, to their what's the word I'm trying to find, to their expectations. Like, you see something on camera, when you're holding something up on camera, and then you get it home, it might be something a little bit different than what you thought you saw on camera. So there's always that worry. It's kind of like the same as, like, selling stuff on eBay. When you sell something to someone on eBay, and then, like, you kind of, like, wait for that positive feedback. See, I don't have a positive feedback button. So some people, that are disappointed in something might reach out to me. Why did you put me on full screen?
Because I'm going to switch computers now.
Okay. I thought maybe because I was talking. Okay, so yeah, so I always worry. I always tell people, reach out to me and let me know if something is not to your expectations. Of course, I want to know because I want to make good on it. And I think that some people probably would feel bad reaching out to me and just kind of leave the auction and just never come back and just be like, oh, this is just me thinking, oh, I'm never buying from her again because she wasn't fair with her product and what I paid for it, and disappear. So there's always that worry too. And then there was a worry, like, this past week, where I shipped something and the weight was a little bit over than what the weight should have been. The person that received it weighed it and then reached out to me and said, oh, just for your own, be careful, because it was like 11 ounces over what I paid for the shipping. The shipping labels, or everything's shipped for free. So there's always that worry. So with this little bit of business that I've embarked on, like, you don't realize, like, there's a lot of worry that goes with it. The Bible I bought from you went way beyond my expectations. I use it every day. It's a treasure. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Here is your positive feedback button. Repeat customers. Thank you. I've always been happy for what I purchased from you, and I've already sold several dresses. Thank you, Mark. And I'm not saying this stuff to to have you guys write. I worry about everything too. We need to just not look back. Worry and work goes hand in hand, it seems. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I think what Donna's trying to say is, I think she not worried, but she would hope that you guys would speak up if you weren't.
Yeah, because back to what I said to T. Maybe we should talk about. I do my best. I think we all try to do our best. I do my best every single day. I do my best when it comes to putting the bundles together. I do my best with my marriage. I do my best with my kids. I do my best with my house. I do my best with my YouTube channel. I do my best with supporting people on YouTube. I do my best with the auctions. Like, I just do my best. And that's all we can do, is do our best. But there is going to be that person that comes along that will say negative things to you and tell you that you're not doing your best, or make you feel like you're not doing your best.
Yeah, I love what Wonder Woman says here. Communication is key to everything in life, and that's so true. Am I still echoing?
I don't think so. I don't hear an
Yeah,
echo.
see, you know what? Now I'm on a different computer. I know it sounds silly, but I think maybe your microphone is picking me up. I know it sounds crazy, but we'll see. All right.
Trust me, I will speak up if we are all human and make mistakes. Let me change the setting on this. All right, say something. Is that better?
All right,
Maybe it was
guys, just let me know if I'm still echoing. That's all. Oh, now I'm not getting the feedback as much. Although Wonder Woman says yes, Carol still says she hears an echo. Is it any better now? Because now I feel like you did something and I don't hear myself.
it's
Yeah,
gone.
and
She
let's
said.
switch computers.
Wonder
That's
Woman
why
said
I'm
it's
saying.
gone. No echo. Maybe it was my microphone picking you up. Maybe it's that super duper that it was picking you up and echoing through. No echo now, Carol said. And can you guys hear me fine? It's
Yeah,
better.
you're not
Okay,
you're
good.
right. That's why I'm saying I don't know. It's so funny because I switched computers and it's even there. So, all right, we'll hope for the best.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, that's what we were talking about before we came on. That first couple of minutes is doing your best. And I had that troll in the chat again last night. And then there was a big fight. I didn't have a chance to read it. T told me about it. I didn't read the comments between Derek and was it between Derek and someone?
Myra,
Amira?
Myra.
Myra and Derek, and so I have to address that.
Unfortunately, not everybody's always going to get along, and that's just the nature. Listen, it's human life too. The problem with YouTube is, and especially in our community, is everybody tries to. I won't. I won't say compete with one another, but there is a level of jealousy. There's a level of who's going to get more subscribers, who's going to do this, who's going live. Oh, I better not go live when somebody's going live. There's a lot of things that, lack of a better word, that just suck because, you can't please everybody. And, you can't please everybody in real life. And listen, you got to go on. And yeah, I'm still hearing my feedback. I'm sorry. But you got to go on and do what's right for everybody. It wasn't really a fight.
They're saying they don't hear any feedback. They say.
All right, okay. So I'll deal with it. I'm hearing
So
what's on my end.
Carol and Donna both said they
It wasn't really a fight. It's just, you know what?
I missed it too because I was presenting. So it wasn't until after we went off live that T said to me what she said.
And, it is what it is, and I get it. None of us want to stir the pot. None of us want to be that person that, calls somebody out, or we all just want to get along. But sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just got to know when enough is enough, and let's just move on, and let's just do what we were intended to do. We were intended to have an auction last night, and the beginning, it got a little out of control.
Well, it's because of that troll that follows me around too. He kind of started it, and he keeps showing his face with different names, and they all have to do with that teenage movie. So I'm thinking that it is a teenager that's doing it, that keeps telling me that I have to give Derek credit for where I am. And last night he showed his face as vote for Josh or something like that. And Pedro, vote for Pedro, which is a movie. And there were 61 in your auction. Wow, isn't that amazing? I saw that.
It's my phone. It's my aunt. I'm just going to tell her I'm going to call it back.
Okay. So he's the one who started it. The troll showed up and he made a comment, and then I addressed it and I told whoever had a wrench to get rid of him. And then I guess the whole drama started between Derek and so the troll showed up Kelly's auction, Hip Flippin' Mama, that Dwayne was having last Saturday night, and I called Kelly and I apologized for monopolizing her auction. It's terrible when a troll shows up. I was just in there, saying, troll has troll has too much time on his hand. Yeah. Um, I called Kelly and I said, I'm sorry for monopolizing the chat during Dwayne's auction because that troll was in there, and they finally got him, to um, to get off they blocked him or whatever it was that they did. But it's terrible. Like, why do people? I just don't
Yeah,
understand
and
it.
that other guy, I'm
I
trying
don't.
to remember. I know I've seen him before too. That Gucci spaghetti guy.
Yeah, then he showed up.
I know I've seen him somewhere else too, and people have had to put him in his place. I just can't remember what his issue is.
I've only
He's not
ever.
the same guy that was following you from Morocco, right?
No, that was somebody else. I've only ever seen Gucci spaghetti one other place, and that's on Derek's live.
Maybe that's where. Okay.
That's the only place. That's the only other person that I know he's subscribed to is Derek. That's it. I've never seen him on anybody's live, and I was like really surprised to see him. And I don't know what he said, but one of the moderators timed him out.
Yeah, I don't know what he said either because unfortunately I went back to try to see if I could see it on the oh, now it's my father. Hold on.
So Rebecca says he is okay. What if we just ignore the troll? We're giving him what he wants. Yes, there's a lot of haters out there. I know, Don. Yeah, I don't think the troll is here right now. I mean, I don't know. I think the troll only appears at night. And yeah, I don't know. She is very popular. Haters just prove that you've made it. I know, but I still don't like. I still don't. I still don't. I don't like it. And I've spoken to some. We'll call them big YouTubers. The 100,000+ subscriber ones, and yeah, the troll is a vampire only appearing at night. Yeah, it's true. That's what I was just going to say. But I'm like, I don't go on live during the day enough. Maybe probably a different time zone. Maybe. But anyways, I've spoken to some YouTubers, some really big YouTubers, and they reassure me. They reassured me. I was reading Rebecca's comment. That it happens on their channel, like every single live that they go on, every single one.
Oh, Carol. It's just Saturday morning. Nobody talks to me all week, and now they have to call me.
I know, right? That's so funny. Rebecca says Gucci is who I was talking about. He's getting better at English, so he will not have any more misunderstandings. What misunderstanding? What did he say? Like, why did they block him last night? Did you see, Rebecca?
I didn't. And when you go back to watch the replay, because I wanted to know what he said, you don't even see his comments at all.
Yeah, so you told me to go back and watch the replay to see what was said between what Derek said and what was being.
Some of it's gone because it was deleted, so I couldn't even read it. So yes, Wendy, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. No, it's my dad. He's up at the hospital or nursing home or rehab with my aunt who hasn't left there since she's come to New York 2 months ago. And he needed a phone number out of his house phone, but I told him he lives like 5 blocks literally away from me, so I have to go over there and grab a number for him.
Grab some of your mother's lipstick while you're there.
I'm just looking at one of them right now. Are you kidding? I have a whole big bag of it. Why, do I need more on?
No.
Oh, my mommy. She loved her lipstick. We buried her with some lipstick.
That's so sweet.
She was always putting it on.
Yeah. I don't know. So, God, I just, I'm so happy that my channel's growing.
This is
And
what's going to happen too. And somebody said it here too. Somebody said it here too, yeah, Sandra, haters just prove that you've made it, Um, and yes, Don, yeah, there's a lot of haters out there, and it's about jealousy, and it's about that, oh, I can't, people have to put the work in too. People think they're just gonna get there to get there just because you go live all the time, or you cut videos all the time or whatever. There's a lot of other things that go on that you have to do. It's you can't just put up videos and expect things to happen.
oh my God, I work so hard.
Oh, now she's ringing.
It's Dolores.
Oh, Dolores. We have to talk to you.
Dolores, I'm on live. Everybody can hear you. No, I'm joking. No, I don't have you on speaker.
But
yes. The meetup is at 3:00, and I told my husband he can come if your husband comes. So, okay, I'll call you back, honey. All right, bye-bye.
So Carol says we work very hard. I don't know
We do.
Should I break the news to everybody?
Huh?
Should I break the news to everybody?
Do I know what the news is?
Of course you know what the news is. I think you and Tiffany are the only two who know what the news is.
I don't know if I know what the news is.
Oh my God, she knows what the news is.
I don't know what the
What
news
did I
is.
do this week?
Oh yeah, that's big news. But wait a minute. But you did that, but you're moving on to another one. So
Of course, but it's much 100% different. It gives me a lot more time.
okay, tell them what the news is.
All right, so I resigned on Thursday.
She resigned.
I resigned.
She resigned her position of 20. How many years?
Well,
10.
I was almost 11 with the bank, but I'm 33 years in mortgage. But I'm not leaving mortgage. I just left Big Blue. I was just done with the corporate nonsense. I didn't have enough time in my day to really pursue what I want to pursue for the rest of my, I still am trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up.
We all.
But yeah, so I did it. And you know what the sad part was? And I didn't even know this. And I told you or Tiffany, I don't remember. An hour after I left the office, my boss got fired. Now I'm not saying he got fired.
Oh, I know. I saw you sent that in text message to me and T, and I know we haven't had a chance to talk about it. And people are saying, "Wow, are you going full time on eBay?" She is. Her and her husband have a wonderful relationship. I'm telling you, like you guys have such a great. They're always together. Like they go grocery shopping together. They go to the post office together. They list together. Like they do everything together. It's so sweet that you have such a great relationship. And yeah, T, she's going full time.
So yeah,
I would
the bad news is I still have to have some kind of, other income coming in. So I'm just going to basically be freelancing or contracting or however you want to call it. I have plenty of referrals. Being in the business for so long, people still reach out to me when they're looking to purchase or refinance, things like that. So I found a place that will take me on, just, place to hang my license, so to speak, so that when and I already brought in 3 deals on Friday. So, I'll have a pipeline starting up, but I can come and go as I please. I don't have to deal with the, have a meeting about the meeting, worry about a lot of the compliance stuff at the bank that I had to worry about, things on my desk and, people calling, shopping me, making sure I answer the questions correctly. It gets old after a while, worrying about surveys. Oh my God. If anybody's been in corporate, even in the car business, I had to go through this, right? You have to get like perfect on the survey, the dealership, and same thing with the bank. It's not even, people have given me 10s across the board, but if they don't give you a 9 or a 10 likely to recommend the bank or the dealership, you fail. You fail. Doesn't matter. They could give you all 10s that you were the best loan officer, the best mortgage person in the world. Doesn't matter if they don't say 9 or 10 on likely to recommend the company and likely to take another product from the company or buy another car from the company, you fail. And believe me when I tell you, it hits your pocketbook or your wallet. It just sucks. So I'm just glad to be. I slept so good on Friday or Thursday night. I really did. Like, no worries. And so now I can basically concentrate a lot more on. I mean, we're concentrating too on going to the next chapter of our life, to move out of New York, to go to some kind of retirement community, to downsize and do all that. So that's going to be over the next few months. That's kind of our direction right now. But yeah, my husband's great, but we've owned businesses together for years. He even worked for me when I had my own mortgage business. He worked for me and I've worked for him. We bought our first business together when we were together 3 months or 6 months. I don't even remember. We weren't even married. We bought a stationery store or convenience store or whatever you want to call it. Back in 1994, 3 or 4. Yeah. 1993, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had the mortgage company, we had the restaurant. I mean, we've had so many businesses together and we work well together. We really do. And I think he's getting a little spoiled. He was the last 2 months with me being around so much that when I was going to work, he wasn't happy.
Good morning, Adam. Adam just popped in.
Good morning, Adam. Thank you for coming.
The best thing about the reselling business, whether it be eBay or Amazon or Macari or Poshmark or whatever it is that, as long as you can get the merchandise and if people like me come along and can offer merchandise the way I do in bulk at such a reasonable price because of my storage units, then, you have a way to get the merchandise. But what I'm trying to say is the type of business that you can grow old with. Like you can continue to do into your senior years and supplement because you'll be getting a pension and, eventually we'll all get Social Security. I know my Social Security is not going to be a lot because I didn't pay a lot into my Social Security because I did work in my early up to my 30s. I worked, and then I was I was a stay-at-home mom raising my 4 kids for 15 years, and then I worked a little bit. I had my own business. I had the charity store, so I haven't paid much into the past almost 30 years. I haven't paid into the Social Security Administration, so that's gonna
that's why my husband. That's why we had such a problem, because we wanted him to go out on Social Security disability originally, but because he didn't have enough, he worked since he's 15 years old and he's 62, but he didn't have what they call enough front end points. Like you have to have back end and front end points. And since we had the restaurant, he really never paid himself. And then he was working for a while, so he couldn't get it, or he was working where he wasn't getting paid on the books. So he decided at 62, he took it. And, with his heart condition and whatever, it was the best decision because, it sounds terrible, but, he's not a well man. So you never know how long you're going to live. So why wait till you're 67 and take it then if you can take it now? It's 5 years he's going to get paid. And no, his isn't as great as it could be. Mine will definitely be more than him because I have more time to wait because I'm only 53. So, but it's, you have to do what's right for you. And right now that's what's right for us. For him to take his, it's, at least some form of income coming in besides everything else. And,
well, that's what I was saying is what's the beauty of selling on eBay. I mean, I don't think eBay is going anywhere quick. I think I think they need to catch up with the growth of the resale market. Like all of these new platforms that are kind of showing up, I think that eBay's dinosaurs are eBay's computers are dinosaurs. I have to tell you, when I said I gave up selling eBay, eBay did that to me, to be honest with you. Like, I've never told this story. Like, no one really knows the story. Like, my final straw with eBay, and so I'm really, really furious with eBay right now. And that was my final straw with closing. But my big store, I still have my small store. My big store that took me almost 3 years to grow, and I had, I think, almost 1,800 items in the store when I closed it. eBay screwed up my account. eBay eBay implemented that automatic relisting feature, right? At the end of 30 days, they automatically relist.
Yeah.
She knows about this because I talked to the girls about it. So what eBay did was they relisted my items. However, somehow they did multiple listings of my items, multiple listings. So the only way to go in and remove, I feel like I've talked about this on
I
live
think
chat.
you have. Yeah, I think you
I
have.
think
Yeah.
I did. The only way to go in and remove the multiple listings is you have to do them one by one. You have to remove the multiple listings. So when I called eBay and I'm like, that's way too much work for a mistake that you guys made. So they sent me an email admitting to their mistake about the multiple listings. I have that email. So I wasn't going to touch my store until they figured out what was going on. So I didn't list. In the meantime, I was working on getting this whole new auction thing going and doing the auctions. And so they went and they fixed the multiple listings. Dolores was here that day, and I looked at my numbers and I was down to like 1,400 listings. I'm like, oh my God, like what happened to my 300? Like there's 300 listings missing. So we went into my eBay room and we started to pull things randomly off the shelf, and I was looking them up and they were not listed. Just random items. One thing was listed, another thing was not listed. So I called eBay and I said, you need to set back your computers to last Tuesday when this whole mess started. Like every computer in the world can have a reset back button. They said, no, our computers don't do that. I'm like, you deleted a whole bunch of listings that were active listings that were not supposed to be deleted. So they sent me an email saying that I'm so sorry about, your active listings missing. I have that email too. So now my eBay fees, there was 1 month I didn't touch my eBay. I continued to have sales. I didn't list anything new. I didn't touch it. Now it took them over 4 weeks to try to figure out. This was me talking back and forth with them. So now we're into the second month. So it was $800, almost $900 in eBay fees, store fee, eBay fees, final value fees, promotional fees, 2 months worth, right? It was $800 was my bill. So we finally spoke, and they said the only way to retrieve all of the listings that were deleted by eBay was that I was going to have to go through my entire inventory and search for them and find them and relist them. I said, what? Like, you want me to I have to go through each piece of my inventory. That's going to take me forever to do. I have over 1,700 items listed. So they said to me, what can we do to make up for the mistake? Now, they didn't write that to me in email. Someone from their corporate office or whatever is who I was talking to. What can we do to make this up to you? It was our mistake. They didn't write that in email, but they did write a couple of emails that I do have admitting to their mistake. And I said, wipe my past due balance and my current balance clean. It's $890. Wipe that clean so that I can start fresh, because it's going to take me 2 months to get my eBay store back in check, like back to where it needs to be. In the meantime, I had not listed anything, but I was continuing to sell. So they came back and offered me a $50 coupon for merchandise for poly bags or boxes of tape. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? And they said that that's the best that they could do. After you screwed up my eBay store 2 months ago, and it's taken you guys 2 months to figure out what you're going to do and what you're going to offer me. So they basically shut my eBay store down, and they sent me now to a collection agency for the money that I owe them. So the collection agency called me yesterday, and she has access to all of the email messages back and forth, all the correspondence between me and eBay. And do you know that the collection agency woman was like, wow, okay. Oh, and in the meantime, an item sold. that was a duplicate listing that was still on my account. And I got my first ever negative feedback on my eBay store during this whole fiasco. So, and I said, if you have access to my eBay store, I said, look and see that I got my first ever, and read what it says. It says, customer claims item was a duplicate listing and didn't have the item in her possession. And I got a negative feedback from a customer. And I was a top rated seller plus with 0 negative feedback. So the woman at the collection agency, to try to collect the $890 that I owe eBay, was saying, wow, okay. So from what I'm seeing here, I think that an appeal is in order. We should, appeal this and see what eBay wants to, come back and do. And I said, thank you. Like, she totally sounded like she was on my side. And I almost didn't answer the call because it came from an 844 number. And those are like the new 800 numbers, which are usually spam numbers. But I answered it because it was 844, and I'm so glad that I answered it, because it was the collection agency for eBay. And I hopefully they can appeal this and go to bat for me and clear my name and let eBay squash, listen, what I owe them for fees and final value fees and store fees and all of that, it's legit. I owe them that money. I will pay that money, but not without an appeal, because they're the ones that screwed up my eBay store. So when I say I'm done with eBay and all of the shenanigans that go with it, it's because of my bad experience that I had with eBay. And I still have another eBay store. I'm going to sell it, but sell on it. But I need to figure out, like, they totally screwed up my eBay store. eBay did it. And their computers are dinosaur enough that they can't set back and undo what they did. So,
yeah.
anyway.
So Adam says, yeah, $50 coupon for their product that is twice the price of the competition. And that's so true. I mean, yeah, as a store, you get these coupons, but number one, yeah, you can buy those poly bags cheaper, or the padded the padded bubble envelope, or the tape somewhere else that's not branded by eBay.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
So, not only are they, charging double, but they're also sending you stuff with all this, their advertisements all over it. They should give us that stuff, especially for the $300, $400 a month I pay for my anchor store.
Oh, it's ridiculous, right? It's so ridiculous. And then they go in and can you imagine if they went in and screwed up your store? How long would it take you to?
Oh, they've done things like that. I mean, tons of pictures when they had that photo thing that they lost the pictures on their server. And I
was never affected by that.
Yeah. In fact, I just saw the other day that I still have about a dozen listings out there I got to go and take pictures again of. I don't know if that's something new or it's something I missed from the beginning. And then I had some duplicate listings go up. Like, couldn't figure out how the hell something got relisted when it sold. Those things have happened. And then with this promoted listing stuff, I told you I took everything off a promoted listing. I don't know which is the right way to go now, because there's 10 million stories out there about, it's not affecting people. It is affecting people. I don't know. So.
I have all mine on promoted. I had it. Everything in my big store was in promoted, and everything in my small store is promoted. So, I don't know what the right thing to do is, but it just, I'm going to go back to full circle about how eBay needs to, like, I don't know what they're doing. They're making tons and tons of money because there's more and more people selling on eBay, because it is like the new millennium there's a lot of lots of young people that are selling full-time on eBay, and there's a lot of retired people selling on eBay. I think way more than there was 10 years ago. So they've got to be making a ton of money. The CEO resigns. They need to upgrade their computers where, when they're doing their server updates, there's nothing more than I hated when I call eBay because of an issue that I'm having and have them try to find an explanation for me for something that's going on. And I get, well, we've been doing server updates. What? Server updates? Like, I don't want to hear that. It's, if you're going to do server updates, then refund me $100 of my store, fees because you're screwing up the views or whatever it is that they're screwing up. They need to get this, they need to get there's a hashtag, get your act together, eBay. It's like really a popular hashtag.
Yeah. So Karen's saying that's why we should be doing listings on other platforms too. And even though it can be confusing, have duplicate listings on other platforms. Yeah, I signed up for List Perfectly, and I'm cross-posting everything in my two eBay stores over to Posh. So I went from having like 16 items on Posh, I'm up to maybe 120 or 30. It is a little time consuming, but that's my biggest concern is sell something on one of the platforms. I got to make sure that it comes down off the other platform. So I don't want to cross post over too many platforms because then you're really going to get, confused.
So
I think.
Adam said every time they do an update, there's glitches. I had duplicates go up and were sold. So just so that you guys know, if you do have a duplicate listing that sells and you do get a negative feedback on it, and I didn't call on my negative feedback because at that point I was done with eBay. I was so furious with the shenanigans. I mean, I don't know if they can still remove it. After 30 days, they can't remove it anymore. So if you do have a duplicate listing, call eBay and let them know that it was a duplicate listing. Do not take the hit for, because there's no option to delete the item per customer. It says per customer request, item broken or lost, and what's the other one? And those those other two options give you a ding on your account on your
Right. Item not as described. Yeah.
item not as described. They give you a ding on your account. You can call eBay, and they sometimes will tell you. I can't remember. They can call eBay. I can't remember right now. You can call eBay and you can explain the situation and say, hey, listen, I don't know how this item got a duplicate listing on it, but I sold it. And, again, that's valuable time out of our day that we could be listing. Because I've had issues that eBay has created, and I have decided not to call eBay and try to fix them and fix them on my own because and then other people say send eBay for business a message over Facebook that they're really good about fixing problems. It's time, Carol, I vote for you. It's valuable time taken away from listing items. So, when I was very active with my big store, I would list depending on what I had listing, I would list between 30 and 50 items a day. And I had an average of 20 to 25 items, sometimes 30 going out a day. And it was a lot of work.
Donna, that's good to hear. Donna Wester says the word is they switched it back now. Both listings now show up promoted and organic because that's what disappeared. They only would show the promoted. So if it was blocked, you weren't seeing any listing. But now if they went back to the old way, I hope that's true. I haven't heard that, but if that's true, that's great. Karen's at the beach said she was seriously thinking about getting on the List Perfectly wait list. Yeah, do it. I got on the wait list and within a few days, maybe a week, I was selected. And make sure you go to Star's channel. Star has a discount for List Perfectly to get a percentage off. So make sure you get that code so that you can get the percentage off. I think it's normally $60, but I think I paid $46 or something like that. So just make sure you get that as well.
Rebecca said she dropped List Perfectly. Why, Rebecca? I say customer request and apologize profusely and offer them an option to either get a refund or purchase something else with an additional 25% discount. Yep, that's basically what I would tell the customer too. I use Pinterest ads to promote my eBay listings. $2 a day has made a huge difference in eBay views. Really? Retro Dottie. I'm using Pinterest ads. So she's advertising on Pinterest items that she has on eBay. It's about $2 a day.
All right, Carol, we'll see you later. Thanks, honey, for coming in.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, sweetheart. I kept having problems and I couldn't get help almost perfectly, she said.
Oh, okay.
Donna Wester said, I dropped List perfectly. Also, had it for a month and sold nothing on Posh.
Yeah, see, my sales have picked up on Posh. But, everybody's different. I don't know. I use
It
cell
all
hounds
depends on
too.
what you
Some people
sell.
don't want to use cell hounds,
It all depends on what you sell. It all depends on what you sell and what your prices are, and if you're selling collectible stuff, and it all depends on what you sell. Yep. All right, honey.
All right. Yeah, we've been on over an hour, guys, and I got to get my day started. And my dad wants me to go to his house now and get this phone number. Ah.
And I've got to.
It's not really. I mean, to be honest with you, we've been increasing our price by, if you take the full month, it's 150 listings for $215. It works out to be $1.44 for a piece of clothing. So when they came back that the clothing is, selling for $16.99, we add $2 and make it $18.99. And everything I've sold over the last 2 months, if I was to go back, I mean, my husband has the charts because that's the guy he is. He just charts everything. That's not me. 90, probably 2% of everything we've sold over the last 2 months in clothing was listed by Salehound. So they are pricing right, their description and keywords are right, and it's saving us so much time. So much time. I have to take 5 or 6 pictures. That's it. That's it. Front picture, back picture, tag picture, size picture, and material picture. If there's any flaws, you take a picture of that. And the last 2 pictures I take is the bust, armpit to armpit, and the length. And I do it with the measuring tape in the picture, so I don't have to worry about writing things down, typing them, or anything.
Do they type that out in the description?
I'm not sure if they do, but they show the pictures of the photos, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
All right, Retro Dottie, thank you for coming. Appreciate you
Thank
guys
you.
always being here. We'll be back in the morning. Tomorrow afternoon, we have our 3 p.m. auction. Look forward to everybody coming in for that. We should have a good day, probably at least 12 to 15 lots again. And
I'm looking around at the lots that I didn't get to last night, and I'm thinking how many I need to put together. How many more lots I need to put together? But okay, we love you. Thank you for hanging out with us, and I will go on live for just a few minutes. We'll see how many people show up at my meetup today in West Palm Beach. So I'm thinking it starts at 3, so maybe about 4 o'clock I might go on. I'll just hit a live on my phone and maybe just set it up and show you guys the area. Maybe I'll create a StreamYard for it and go live. I don't know. Can I do live StreamYard on my phone? I'll have to
I
figure
think
that
you
out.
can now. Yeah, you have 1,000 subscribers. You should be.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll give you a call, Wendy, for sure, Wonder Woman, and we will figure things out. And so look for me about 4 o'clock live at our meetup. We'll see. I know, Adam, I wish that you were coming too. Too bad you're so far away. But yeah, well, we'll stream live. Okay. Thank you,
All right, guys.
guys.
Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.